What's up, y'all? Jeffery TV. Come to you live on Memorex default route, default location. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. This situation is probably 3 feet from being a thank God it's Monday. Because I've stated before, I am a deep believer in there being such a thing as getting too much sleep and too much rest. I worked, 3 days last week? After being off for damn near 3 months. The weekend came, and I gave myself a reason just to shut down and completely go to hell. It's not really completely go to hell. A little bit of overeating, spoken too many black and miles, didn't get my steps in on Saturday. Had manwich and homemade French fries and a pastrami Reuben sandwich, $25 pastrami Reuben sandwich, extra cheese, extra meat from Togo's, a quart of Baskin Robbins ice cream, that was $10. Cookies, 0 candy bar, et cetera, you get it. Mr. Scale told me 204.0 this morning, which probably isn't all that hideous, considering the work that I put in, calorie-wise. Last Monday, I was 200. Last Monday, I was under 200. Just to put it in perspective. It'll fall off. It'll come right off, though. It'll come off. It may even all come off today, so I'm not too much worried about it. But what does concern me right now today is the beginning of another week at work. Well, that's somebody's base? My God. What does concern me now is starting another week at work, after being off, my stamina, my mental attitude, how I feel, that is what's on my mind right now. I feel pretty good. I did get a lot of rest. I did get a lot of downtime. I watched a biography about Kiss story. And of course there was a picture of Neil Bogart in Casablanca, Parliament, advertisement in the background. I got a snapshot of it from my phone. Watched a couple of things, basically didn't do much. And as I was saying, probably did a little too much of nothing. Did mess with music a little bit. Kind of started what I call play, where I just kind of mess around and see what happens. Just playing around trying to put a song together from scratch. I did a clear blue, just, see what comes of it. Did that, posted it, so. But basically, I don't feel like I did enough. And got a 3-day weekend coming up. Work 4 days. I'm off Friday. So we'll start the whole party again. But again, the whole big thing is how I'm gonna handle today, one day at a time. One day at a time. one day at a time. We'll see how I handle it. If I, once again, push all the extracurricular stuff aside, no checking phone, no checking my Facebook, concentrating, or not even concentrating, just focusing on the job and not allowing myself to be distracted or welcoming distraction. I was walking down the street, walking down Oxnard, and somebody blew at me. And for some reason, I knew it was at me. I'm like, yeah. I knew who that was. I looked, I didn't see anything. So I just kept going. And then I get a text, somebody saying, that was me who blew at you, but it wasn't no name on it. I'm like, oh, who are you? Everybody wants to be on Jeffery. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be famous. That's one thing that happened yesterday when I was watching the Kiss Story. They didn't like having to, all the fame and glory got to them. And I can imagine it gets to everybody. You know, I mean, just imagine, I was talking about that the other day. You know, where do you go from being on top of the world, having anything you want, and then maybe losing it all, and going down to nothing? How does a human being handle that? Having to go back to being a regular person. Have to relearn how to go to Walmart and buy toilet paper, and clean bathrooms, et cetera, et cetera. Drive your own car. You know, life, you get so far away from what we call normal life. But I don't think I have to worry about being that famous or that infamous or whatever. Then again, you never know. You never know. You never know how it goes. And at first I thought it was somebody blowing at me because I'm wearing this blue. I got like 5 of these shirts. My go-to color is the dark gray. I try to avoid red and red or blue just because I've been programmed by the idea of gang culture out here. I got a white one. I'm not a person to wear white at all. I think I got a light gray one I could wear. And I think I got another dark blue one. Yeah, I got 5 of them. I think I got another like darker blue, but I wore this lighter blue, I guess thinking it's less gangy color, you know, looking, I don't know, I'm guessing, you know. But I'm thinking, you know, the person who texted me said they saw me. What if it's somebody I don't know? What's one say? You don't know me, but I see you. See, that's the kind of stuff I'm concerned about, because I want autonomy. You know, but then again, I was saying, even back in Youngstown, I walked these paths so often. Eventually, something like that is gonna happen. You're putting out so many videos on YouTube, going out there in the world. Right now, they might not be getting out that many hits, but you're putting it out there. You're opening up the opportunity, basically. That's what I'm doing. This opportunity comes down to open up the opportunity for such things to happen. If I stay my ass at home and not do this, you know, there wouldn't be a possibility of it. But that's not living, if you ask me. Just in my mind. Some people, I'm sure, that, you know, me doing this, they would never do it. You know, me just out here talking every day, being on camera, being on the internet. Man, I remember back in the day, being on the internet. Oh, don't put me on the internet. I don't want to be on the internet. No, don't put my picture on the internet. I still got a cousin who's probably basically the same. Don't put me on, I don't want to be on the internet. I don't want to be in there. And when it first came out, people was leery. Now, it's completely shifted. You know, it used to be, don't put my picture on the internet. Now it's to the point where you almost can't not have your picture, not have your picture on the internet. Because people just take pictures, their phones. It's the opportunity to take pictures and posts has been created. Everybody has a phone. People learning technology. Babies being born grow up with the technology. Granddaughter knew how to scroll damn near before she can talk. She knew how to scroll, and I see her doing her finger, hitting the right stuff to watch the videos she wants. You know, there's still a couple things she don't quite get. Like if the program gets completely taken off the screen or something like that. And she'll, yeah, put it back for her. And she go back to scrolling and watching her video. And I was like, is she scrolling? And not, you know, she was really young. And she wasn't hitting it like, you know, all heavy-handed and clumsy. It was like a nice little, I'm like, oh my God. Barely even talk. She sit there for a long time. Wouldn't quite say hours, but she sit there for a while watching her videos content. And that is a blessing to have that time. But anyway, so that's back, you know, don't put me on the internet, don't put me on the internet. Now, you know, people understand that everybody has cameras, such things as a public domain. If you're out there, you're game. Anybody can take your picture and pretty much do what they want to with it. It's just the law. You know, forget about principle or ethics or, you know, the way we used to do things or this or that. The law says, you know, people have the right to do that. So, nowadays, and then people do some research, do some information. They can do searches, they can do checks. They can track you down to find out who you are. It's all out there. It's all out there. You just gotta be aware and watch and put certain precautions in place that hopefully keep you insulated from too easy a access or harm, or somebody just, you know, out there wanting to cause a calamity or whatever. Or somebody that's out here just want to do something out of boredom. Look up, don't hit me, thank you. So, like if that person riding by is a stranger, don't know me, but found my phone number. Yeah, I've been seeing you out here all day. I found your phone number. I'll be watching you walk. Blah, 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 blah. You know, that kind of attention is part of it. It's gonna happen. Okay? It's part of kind of what I'm going after. Definitely kind of what I'm doing. I got some things in place to protect myself to a degree. fact, the person just replied back to see who it was. I gotta see who it was. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. See if I can pause it and come back. All right? Yeah. Fellow LA maggot. I don't want to, but my dear, see, it's the. Do I come back and say who it is? They should have been up here. See, it's a fine line to learn. But anyway, guitar player extraordinaire, LA Maggots. I was just reading, in fact, watching his videos from yesterday. They did a gig yesterday. I should have been at, probably, kinda. Probably wasn't so lazy. It wasn't LA Maggots, it was another band. This dude played with a lot of bands. Very well versed in various aspects and genres of music. Talented. And you gotta work. You gotta work. That was cool. That's cool anyway. Well, so, you know, I'm putting in work to be that person or to be that thing, but I'm definitely not sure. I'm nowhere near sure that I may want all that comes with it. Autonomy is so important to me. Autonomy is massively important to me. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't just walk out my house and just, you know, go do. And I'm not even talking about like being, you know, swarmed or anything. It'd be not even like once or twice. Imagine if every time I went to my house, somebody was, hey, aren't you? Hey, there's, you know, even just once or twice, you know, every time I left, get noticed. And I've been thinking about that for years. Been thinking about this for years. And I'm sure they have things in place, if not even professional agencies or services where people come, get you, set you up, take you off the grid, so and so. And here comes a bunch of people walking.
That's what I like about him? Yeah.
People gotta like move over.
Morning.
People gotta stay out of my lane and they need to move over. So I just stop. They act like they don't know. And they just happy family people. Hi, you know, hi. No, move the hell out of my way. Riding in the, cause they wanna like ride all the way across. You know, they wanna ride side by side. There's three of them taking up the whole lane. Like them old men, you see them just about every day. Sometimes 2 times a day, because they go down and come back. And they so, I guess because they old, it take them 20 minutes just to change the lane, figure it out. You know, and they think by being nice and polite, it excuses them. No. And this time I'm in my lane. Now see, if I was walking against traffic in the other lane, I probably would have less to say. But I'm walking in the back walking lane. Here y'all come. Y'all figure it out. This group thing. They gotta move over, the other person gotta move over, they gotta move over. So something has to be orchestrated. Somebody needs to call something out and say, look, now you got out of the way. Somebody slow down, somebody move. And they just kind of drift and keep drifting. And don't make a decision. And it's not that I'm angered by it, but what I could probably do today is if I get back, you know, get things set up, do this, do that, eat breakfast. There should be enough time to where I could go to the grocery store and get salad stuff. I need to get stuff for salads tonight. That way I get back on my salad kick and the way to just drop right off. And I think my potato chips are on sale. Unsalted kettle chips. Get back into that. And it's 204. Probably down to 201, 200 tomorrow if I act right. And there's nothing in the house for me to not act right with. So we'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, do a 4-day week. I feel confident, I feel good. Well, confident isn't the word. Well, confident could be the word, but that's not the word I want. I feel ready for it, healthy. Mentally, psychologically, physically, maybe not as, yeah, I feel pretty good physically, considering. I feel pretty good. I think you can tell by the way I'm talking and the way I'm handling things. I feel pretty good. And that if I get back with enough time, which I probably will, go in there, get dressed, throw something in my stomach, shoot the Ralphs, get a baby spring. Either that or have it delivered Instacart. But Instacart, you gotta go $35. You gotta get the $35, ew, that's nasty. You gotta get the $35 to get delivery. I don't know if I can do that. $35 is not a lot, but you know, if I get salad, then maybe 6. I got cheese. Maybe if I get dressing. You know, maybe some Kool-Aids. I might be low on Kool-Aid. Eggs. I could probably use some eggs. I don't do cottage cheese no more. I got Polish kielbasa. Maybe I can find some stuff to throw in my salad. But by the time I do Instacart, I can just jump in the car, ride to Ralph's and get it done. Yeah, so now I'm walking around, people noticing me. Youngstown, you know, Youngstown's so small, and I think I know so many people there. But I probably know more people here, but the place is just so big, it's a matter of scale. So in Youngstown, I'm riding by, I'm used to, hey, you know. And then again, and it's like people who know you. People who known you damn near before you knew who you was. They knew who you were. People know me before I even knew who I was. And then so a lot of times it's not just, hey, how you doing? You know, hey, what's up? It's like there's like a deep underlying connection to it. So it's just not like a casual, hey, how you doing? What you doing? Where you going? Blah, blah. No. It's always, it could be something more to it. Gotta keep your eyes open. Gotta keep your eyes open. Gotta watch the terrain. See what's going on out here. Who's out here with you? Be aware of the entertainment. And unlike Youngstown, when I'm out here walking, I see people. And I need to see people. I need to see people. It's good to see people. Get energy from them. This or that, I don't know what to call it. But there's something, you know, I don't want to engage them. They still want to talk to them. Just want to maybe experience them from afar, unconnected, and not acquaintance and not obtuse. What's the word where you anonymous sort of way? Anonymous might be the word. Crowds. Do I like crowds? I do. I do. I do. Yeah, I do a lot. I remember when I first learned how to work a crowd or learn little aspects of it, of being in a crowd, and how to, I don't say manipulate or, you know, communicate and do some things on a bigger level. Once I noticed how much I'm noticed, and it probably pretty much started with my boy Big Rick at the football games. Me wearing my P-Funk 1 jersey, the attention it got, and how I played off that attention, how I learned how to play off of it. And then just me recognizing the scale at which I can be noticed, or that, or the energy, go back and forth on a huge, not huge, but, you know, pretty much, you know, hundreds of people or whatever, large crowd. Then concerts, of course, venues, done that hundreds of times. So I know, I don't want to say scope of influence or attention, whatever the word is, I know I've learned ways to influence the energy without, you know, being on the mic or doing something. I'm not having like be on the PA or doing something. Just by doing subtle things. There's a way you can do it. Just by doing subtle things. So I do love crowds, energy from crowds. Being in the venue before the show or whatever, and they playing music, and just to be in rhythm, because I'm usually front row center, so pretty much, and everybody when they come in, you know, people like to stand facing the stage. Everybody stand facing the stage. You know, I guess that's, you know, normal. But I've always, I get to the front, I stand with my back to the stage, I'm looking back at everybody, looking up in the rafters, balcony and looking around. So I'm looking people back in their face. And they put the music on. And I hit my rhythm. And I understand that rhythm can be felt visually far from far away. And rhythm and energy, if you do hit it right or hit it in such a way you can stimulate people. Just like when I look up and I see somebody dancing, they stimulate me from way across the room. And we kind of like on the same beat, or in the same rhythm, kind of dance together across the room. I love that. There's been times where I've danced 4 or 5 people spread across the room from my point, where I'm standing. Yeah, and it's usually white females doing their little dances. Because they so, at least in California, so open. Just a vibe, that whole, hey! You can imagine, they got their hands over their head and they doing that little like hip kind of shake thing, going back and forth, you know what it looks like. I watched the Aaron Hernandez documentary yesterday too, because it was in the vibe that I was in the mood for. Not so much the drama, not gonna be so much of this or so much of that. And it's the way it's delivered, the tone and the energy and the manner in which it's delivered fit the vibe that I was kind of wanted to settle in. So I watched that last night. And it was, it was kind of dramatic at times. To keep you interested or whatever, but, I watched the whole thing. They did a good job. A lot of the pictures were repetitive, but they kept moving. A lot of pictures were repetitive, but they kept moving and cycling through. And some of them would come back in the context of what they were talking. They kind of, oh, okay, put you back in it. But a lot of the pictures were definitely repetitive. But it worked. It kept it suspenseful, kept you interested. The story was good. They had good commentary, good people talking. Close to Hernandez family. They did a good job. And there was a big reveal at the end. You go, oh, really? So here I am, Monday. I think I'm ready for it. You know what I did last? I got home so early and I kind of was hurrying up to eat and do this and do that. I took a nap. I think I actually went to sleep for 10 minutes, sitting in my recliner. So I do this, get up, I leave myself so much time. Get out, get this work. I'll get back there hour and 10 minutes before I gotta punch in. 15 minutes to get ready. Maybe another 10 minutes to get breakfast, And so I got a bunch of time. Even if I set up my computer, get it online, make sure there's no updates, verify it. Here we go again. Here we are and here we go. Here we are and here we go. Doing what we do when we do it. Being out here on a Monday, getting ready for the work week. I think I'm ready for it. I think I'm ready for it. I think I'm ready for it. Because we've talked about how important it is for me to be ready for it. We talked about how important it is to just be successful. That we get this handled and for the next 7 years. 7 years is the goal. Happy at work for the next 7 years. Retire at 70. Have enough money to where, you know, I can live very comfortably. And besides, I'm not ready to quit anyway. I'm not ready to quit. So the incentive to keep working feels good. I'm grabbing onto the incentive to quit working. I want to keep working. I'm just using that as a chip, I guess. I'm not ready to quit yet. As you see what happened. Just having 2 days off. Imagine having all the days off. Imagine having all days off. Got enough money. And I will say this too. That's about everybody I talk to about retiring. I said, I'm retiring. You know, they're excited about it. I'm retiring. I said, well, what you gonna do afterwards? A lot of them come up with that, oh, I'm gonna skydive. I'm gonna do gardening. I'm gonna go fishing. You know, they do stuff like I heard a long time ago. You ain't gonna do stuff that you ain't doing now. Don't think because you're gonna retire, you're gonna just start doing all this stuff. If you ain't doing it now, chances are you ain't gonna do it when you retire. I kind of took that to heart as I'm doing pretty much everything now while I'm working that people plan to do when they retire. So it might get to the point where I run out of things to do to retire. When I retire, I might not have nothing to do. I'd be bored. I've been there, didn't I? Looking for, the idea of saying, okay, yeah, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna have this much saved up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go here, start doing that, start doing this, start doing that. I go with the idea that if you ain't doing it now, you probably ain't gonna do it when you retire. And more than one person I've talked to said, it's a lot of free time. And I knew that. There's a lot of free time. Because people need something to do. Another story I like to tell is, I guess during the Russian crisis, a Russian food shortage, or what's it called when there's no food? What's it called when there's no food? Food runs out. I can't think of the word. When the Russian, what's the, poverty, no, what's the word when it's like no food? During that, people would go and line up in lines and complain all day that there ain't no food. And that, at least, was something to do every day. They had that, you know. They were able to at least have that to do every day. Even if it's like, go to work. Famine. Famine is the word. Was famine the word? During the famine, food famine? I think famine might have been the word. You know, during that, every day they go line up in these long lines and complain. But at least that was something to do. You gotta have something. You gotta have something. And it doesn't necessarily need to be something that's built along the lines to save humanity or guaranteed to, or something that's proven to benefit humanity or something like that. You just need to have something to do. Something, anything, you know. Is that a ball? That was a ball, wasn't it? Was that their ball? I could have swore I saw a ball. I did see a ball. Yeah, I've seen this couple out here before. Lots of times. More than a few times, in fact. Yeah, you start to get to know some of the peoples. Tell me if I put this on 1,000. I think I might have took the resolution up a little bit from 500 to 1,000. 500K bits per second versus, 1,000 bits per second versus 500. But it don't matter if you watch it on your phone, you probably can't even tell the difference. But if you watch it on TV, it's a big difference. Besides, I always say it's about the commentary anyway. You know, it's not about the video, it's about the audio commentary. So, anyways, getting ready for Monday. Getting ready for another Monday, 4-day week. Also, I got to check on my insurance, MetLife insurance, to make sure, well, they got the paperwork there to make sure that they are processing it and maybe get some back pay. I'm gonna need to go see my mother one of these times this week. Eventually. Maybe. Gotta go to work Wednesday, going to the office Wednesday, blah, 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 blah. But one thing at a time. Getting set up and taking that first call. Getting set up, taking that first call, and the second one, and the third one. And processing things and doing stuff and hopefully not allowing myself to be distracted. Because it was good. It was, last 3 days of work were good. Felt good. Was I perfect? No. Was I good? Yes. Was I okay? Definitely okay. Was I good? I think I was. Considering. Well, especially considering I had done it in 3 months or so. "12 weeks. I also need to check my money. I also need to check my money, make sure I got enough money. And actually, like I said before, it really seems like I was getting more money than, getting paid more money than I was making, which I know ain't right. Maybe I need to pay taxes or something on that money, or something, I don't know. But the amount of money I was bringing in, woo. I'm like, hey, that's more than my check. So I need to go through all that, diagnose all that. Get all that straight away. Get it ready, maintained, and proliferated. Whatever that means. You can tell when I have an audience, huh? I just start talking crazy. Yep. Nice day. Nice Monday. Happy to be here. Happy to be on a Monday. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the challenge. Like I said, looking forward to the challenge because this is a very critical, serious game I'm playing here. This is, you know, the history of my lifestyle, you know, how retirement. There's some things at stake, you know? There's some things at stake here. Major things. That may or may not need my attention. Well, they definitely need my attention. Something I have to be aware of, and monitor. To maintain the foundation and the stability of my well-being and or quote happiness, structure. I may see people riding bikes. And I like the, I guess they might call them a racing bike, you know, the 10-speed. I've seen, not the, and there's cruiser bikes. But basically what I'm trying to say is I see people riding bikes and they're sitting and their knees are coming so far up And the knees are coming so far up in their chest that I'm like, how do you get leverage? You know, how are you getting pedal leverage? Whereas I like to ride up, racing, leaning over. My legs almost straight. So I could push down on the pedal, get leverage. But I guess, those cruiser bikes, your knees coming all the way up in your chest. How do you get strong downward pressure motion on the pedals? Seems like it's a lot more work riding like that. Maybe that's what it's for. Maybe you're just supposed to cruise. I know back in Ohio, Cleveland Browns fan, they got two bikes. They got a Trek, like a Trek racing bike, and they got like a cruiser bike. One of them big, flat seats, big, flat, huge butt seats, and and the handlebars up high. You just kind of cruise. Ugh. Y'all need to get rid of this bike. That's just for cruising. I got on that Trek. Just take it off, changing gears, flying around corners. Because my legs are on the pedals, my butt is on the seat, and there's really no bend in my knee. Very little bend. Some of them cruising bikes, you got 90 degree, almost more than a 90 degree angle. Your knees bend at almost 90 degrees. How you get pressure on that? All the pressure got to come from like your hips. Maybe that's a good thing, who knows? Maybe that's what you want. Obviously it is what you want, because that's the way they make the bikes. So, that's that. But, we're here now. We gotta get back. We gotta concentrate on the next hours at work. Focus, lock in. It's a big deal. We got a long way to go. We got a long, long way to go. Can't miss no days. No calling off. Got no sick time. Got no PTO. We go from there. One day at a time. One day at a time. Sweet Jesus. All right. Did about an hour, which is irrelevant. Other than the technical aspect. Get home, shave this stuff off my face. Make myself presentable. I think I have a meeting with my supervisor today at 4. That's when we usually have them on Mondays. Talk about things. Not much to talk about in my realm. Well, I guess, well, me and her talk, so that's always nice. Me and her talk. And I can almost say if there's anything that I might have missed while I was out at work, it might have been that. It might have been that. Just enjoy talking to her in a different way that I enjoyed talking to my previous supervisor. It's a different feel, different energy, different vibe. But it's almost like a therapy for me. Like my therapist. I have my supervisor be my therapist. I tell you everything that he knows going on. They can be actively aware of what I'm thinking, how I feel. Can help me going forward. So we'll see. We'll see how the phones treat me. See how long the phones, see if the phones treat me good and how long the phones will treat me good. How many months can I take? How many years can I go before I need another break? If I can get 3 years, go half, 3.5 years. I'll go 3.5 years, take another break. And in 3.5 years, 70, retire at 70. Still feeling good, still getting things done, still executing Jeffery TV, still being productive while I work, still traveling. Build it up. So when I retire at 70, I could just chill. You know, hopefully I'll still be in shape. Hopefully I'll still feel pretty good. Still have my health and well-being. Keep weight off, keep walking. Hopefully I put down them black and miles by the end. Speaking of which, I guess I probably could. I need to go get some, unfortunately. I need to go and get some, but I'm probably gonna have to go out later tonight anyway. I probably could walk and get that taken care of. Or wait till tonight. Or quit smoking them. How about that? You ever thought about that, Jeffrey? Yes, you have. Don't re-up. Or maybe I can. Yeah. Yeah. Might as well go down there and take care of that. Take care of this now while I'm coming this way. That way I won't have to make 2 stops tonight if I go out and get salad and stuff. Or if I can figure out something to eat. I don't know what's in there. I do love my salads though. But I probably could put together something, you know. Anyhow. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all, theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.